And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. You the man. Todd, father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag.
Had to triple my bag.
Wow.
Had to triple my bag.
Wow.
Had to triple my bag.
Yeah.
Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Duo Live show here at Learn Crypto, the one-stop shop for your crypto and stock technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and news. My name is Nick Hellman, aka the Crypto Hitman.
I am Todd Butterfield, Wyckoff on crypto.
The man with the plan, taking us all to Lambo land. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button before we get going. That is very important for the algorithms. And of course, if you want 24/7 access to myself and Todd Butterfield, as well as the thriving community, giving you real trade setups, giving you real exits, and real strategies and answers to your questions, then join us at patreon.com/learncrypto. There's a free tier, there's a $10 tier, and yes, there is a $40 tier. Go check it out. What's going on today, Todd? And what is going on today? Tormy and Lloyd Christmas in the chat box over on YouTube. That is the live show chat that we see. So shout out to everybody watching this live on Facebook or Twitter. But if you want to be part of the live chat, head over to the YouTube channel.
Exactly. Want to get on here myself because we caught the low in Bitcoin and Ethereum down there at 58.2, up here at 63.2. Just wanted to kind of go over, maybe we could stop here short term, have a pullback. So we're going to go over the charts here, talk about that.
Yeah, if you want to throw me the screen, we'll start with CoinGecko, then we'll have Todd look at the charts. And of course, we'll go to the chat box to see what is grinding your gears. If you have any questions, technical analysis, fundamental analysis you want, we'll run through those quickly. And then I have some Chinese food upstairs with my name on it. So we can see here on CoinGecko, Bitcoin above $63,000, up 6.6% over the 7-day period, but slightly red today. Nothing too crazy. Ethereum underperforming, up only 4% over the 7-day period. This is why we're not really seeing an alt season, but some altcoins are starting to come alive. A really interesting one is Solana here. The past couple weeks of live shows that we've done, Solana has been a lagger, underperforming Ethereum, BNB, Bitcoin, and so many other alts. Well, now in the past 7 days, it is outperforming almost everything, up 24.3%. But if we look at some of the other big winners here, Render, RNDR, we've been saying this is one to keep an eye on. We've been saying that when Bitcoin, when we give a buy on Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can buy your favorite altcoins. Render up 50%, WorldCoin up 39%, not interested in that one at all. Dog with Hat, kind of one of the indices and trackers for the meme coin sector, up 36%. And what do you know, Pepe also up 28%. This is why we're seeing Doge up 18%, FLOKI still looking strong, and some of these other small meme coins really taking off on base chain and other networks. We talked about Mel at 300,000 market cap. It ran as high as 8.5 million, currently still sitting over a 3 million market cap, and it happens quickly in these meme coins. So they're very, very high risk, lower liquidity, but a lot of opportunities in this meme coin cycle just continues to drag on. I think that really shows you where in the market cycle we are. People are worried less about fundamentals, more about laughs, more about community, and more about green candles, which right now meme coins are one of the few sectors that are really providing that. All right, Todd, if you want to look at the charts, this is what everybody wants to see. What is going on with Bitcoin? You can talk about when, where, why we bought Bitcoin back on the dip, and what's our outlook here in the short-term future.
Yep, the chart we've been showing on Bitcoin, I was calling for that ABC down. I was also looking for a spring below that 59,000 level, which is a classic Wyckoff setup. So we did have resting buys at 58.2 that got filled on May 1st. And that also, I used that time to pick up Ethereum down there at 2,900. I told everybody when we give buys on those type of coins, you probably can buy your favorite coin, like Nick mentioned, RNDR, SOL, some of those. I know SOL was down there at 120, 124. RNDR down there 725. So those have bounced as well. If you can see here though on the blue line, which is 5-minute intraday volume calculated daily. You can see the rally hasn't had a lot of volume. Let's try to show that off the lows on the blue there. You can see not a lot of volume coming in. I mean, we did have what looks like spring type action. We did have a nice 5-day rally, 6-day rally out of here. Technometers have gotten to 48, 49. We did the other night, 4 in the morning, we had a 49.5. So I'm a little bit worried here. That could have been it. I mean, we have hit a lower high above that previous B wave. We got to get above that to keep these charts bullish. But with the technometer setting here 47.78, I mean, we could be starting to turn down and come down to that 60,000 level, 59.5 maybe, previous support, test that spring level, and then it'd be nice if the volume would come down and make a new low while price holds. That's a classic buy setup, so if we could get that, that would get me excited about getting even longer for a move back to that 74,000 and hopefully 85,000 plus. So I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Let's look at Ethereum real quick. Same type of setup, but it has been a little bit weaker. We did get below that 2850 level on that break on the first. Setting here at 3056, you can see not quite as strong a rally from Ethereum here. So again, that makes me a little bit nervous. I'm just not sure the corrections are totally done. So we'll watch that in the days ahead. And then let's look at stocks. Stocks, I still think, kind of lead it here. I mean, I think Bitcoin still is a high octane beta growth stock. So if stocks are ready to turn down, Bitcoin's going to have the wind in its face. So we've got, here's the SPY. You can see we've had a nice ABC rally off the green buy level. We did have a sell there that hadn't worked. I didn't use that to get short as of yet. We're sitting here at 45 on the technometer. So price-wise, I can see us stopping here, but volume isn't behind this last 3 days. So again, that's a little bit concerning short-term, but we're not overbought. If we look at a few more indices here, DIA for the Dow Jones, same type of thing, technometer 42, QQQ, technometer 44.5, break even, IWM, same type of thing. Been extra weak, but have had a nice ABC bounce. So we're at levels on stocks where we could turn down again. And that would make me, again, a little bit nervous on holding too much here on crypto, because I think it'll at least come back down and test previous spring levels. Let's go back to Nick and I, and then we'll come back later. We'll talk about gold, oil, and a few stocks, etc.
Yes, I mean, what the one thing that is interesting is on Friday and then today was kind of and then yesterday, we're kind of finally seeing inflows again to the Bitcoin spot ETF. This is the first time in quite a while that we had net positive inflows. It looks like no outflows on May 3rd and no outflows on May 6th, only inflows. We had about 378 million in inflows on the 3rd and another 217 million inflows yesterday. So that is good to see. And it shows you that these Bitcoin spot ETFs, these are retail users too. When the price goes down a little bit, they panic, they sell out. When price bounces, well, what do you know? That we're seeing some more inflows. Now, part of that is that these spot ETF holders and providers do need to go buy Bitcoin off the open market, which helps the price. But also, it just kind of shows you the sentiment around Bitcoin itself. The Hong Kong ETFs still haven't caught on too much, but they're getting inflows, net inflows nonetheless. I think that one will take a little bit longer to kind of warm up some individuals and get some money flowing in that. So overall, the spot Bitcoin ETFs are still supremely bullish for Bitcoin over the long term. Same with the spot Ethereum ETF over in Hong Kong. It is always good to see inflows rather than outflows. What do you think about that, Todd?
I mean, again, I think, you know, the public's going to be emotional on those things, so they're going to sell dips, buy rallies. I think they're bringing more volume to the space, so we can definitely start to fade that and hopefully get better indicators, better buys and sells off our own Wyckoff indicators. That, as most everybody knows, we do have them at TradingView now. They are available and giving us some good trade ideas. So.
What other, I mean, I don't really know of any major crypto news that's super exciting. I mean, that really affects the markets. We do know Roger Ver is getting arrested. He's the one who kind of forked Bitcoin for Bitcoin Cash. A lot of you guys that followed us, we capitalized on that. When we got the free Bitcoin Cash, we sold all of that. That was literally the highest ratio that you could have got for Bitcoin, and that thing just went down and to the right since then. Him going to jail is pretty crazy. I guess it was tax evasion. So I'm not really cheering that. It's like, well, the guy didn't pay taxes properly and he has to go to jail. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he doesn't have to sell a bunch of Bitcoin in order to pay lawyers and stuff. Because remember, guys, if his life's on the line, essentially, you're going to have to sell assets to get the best lawyers, best support you can get. And we do know that he was called Bitcoin Jesus. I'm sure he still owns some Bitcoin. I know in the past he has said, oh, I dumped all my Bitcoin for Bitcoin Cash. But I find that highly unlikely. What other news? Any other news from the chat or anything that you've heard, Todd, that you think of kind of affects the market or might be interested for crypto?
Not really, as you said. I don't think there's that much news out there. A little bit the Bitcoin ETF talk, and like you said, that's really about it. Let me grab it here real quick. I'm going to go and check out Jasmine for Lloyd. Jasmine in front of us, that has been talked about in our Discord. You can see we did have some buy divergences recently. We did go to a new low on volume, while price minor held a higher low. Nothing really strong there. I mean, again, if you'd have bought it on the day of the first when we gave our buys, you would be up nicely. I do think we come down there. Let's look for hopefully successful test down around that 17 cents. And if we can hold that, get it back above the 0.207, then I think we'd be into something. So I do think this is accumulation, but we still could have a bigger spring here if we don't keep these things working higher. RNDR was featured in the Apple keynote speech. Yeah, that's definitely why that one's been acting stronger. Let's bring up RNDR. Made that low down there at 7. You can see here, again on the volume, we made new lows coming into that low at 7. New lows for this whole move on volume. So selling continuing to come in while we keep making higher highs or higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Got down to 40 on the technometer. So again, that's a strong one. If we get any type of pullback, probably one that you still want to have in your alt portfolio. So, and Zeta, I don't have that one. Let me grab that real quick. Here is what do we want here? Let's do Zeta USD Coinbase. Again, on our software, we'll bring it in from 35 different areas. So there's Zeta chain. Not much to add here. I mean, you can see volume is hitting new lows while price is trying to dig in. So that one wouldn't scare me. It'd be nice to see something back down there to $1.42, possibly to add on there if you are along that. But that one doesn't look too bad. Let's go back to Nick and I with the charts.
Yeah, if you want to throw me the screen, I'll take a look at FLOKI because this is one we've been trading actively both in public and private settings, and one that's kind of setting up nicely. So you can see, we sold our position up here, 25% position for 600% gains. The other 75% of our FLOKI, we actually have FLOKI staking going on. That's paying about 30% APR in the form of token. So that's why we haven't really pulled all of that out for the trading bag. We kind of have 75% for a HODL bag currently, 25% trading. We bought back a huge drawdown, an absolutely massive drawdown. Where is it? Right here.
Like
something like,
I
mean, something big. Yeah. It was like a big drawdown here, and then we bought and we sold again for another rally because it just perfectly worked out. It got stuck over at the overhead resistance. We had the technometer getting close to oversold. We had the overbought RSI technometer close to overbought. And it sold back off, forming this uptrend line right back into our buy zone, but we didn't pull the trigger all that fast. I could have bought because we were buying Bitcoin at the same time. But again, if we're taking trades on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other assets, I figured, hey, we still own 75%. Let's protect ourselves and not jump in. Off this rally, it kind of formed an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And now we completed the measure move. Once again, getting rejected at this overhead trend line and selling off. So although it's lower than our last sell, I have not bought back just yet. I'm still trying to watch and feel it out. If we come back down to, say, 1,700 even, that's right where the breakout level was for the inverse head and shoulders. It'll also be set up right here on the 300 moving average, so maybe that's a good buy signal. But once again, we're getting a neutral RSI signal. We're getting an overbought technometer, so it's really hard to give a buy here. when our other indicators really aren't lining up all that well. I would think if FLOKI comes down into this region and is showing strength at this uptrend line again, that's the indicator that, hey, you should probably buy this, or probably forming some kind of ascending triangle here, in which we could potentially see another breakout, which is going to be something definitely double digits, but it would be something roughly like this if I'm trying to project it out. And you're going to have a rally with the price target back to this 2,700 level, which just so happens to correspond with where it got rejected multiple times here in March. So that's kind of the outlook on FLOKI. If you don't own any FLOKI, the meme sector is hot. I think FLOKI does well this sector, and you can probably start picking some up. I would stake those. But for those in the trading group, patreon.com/learncrypto, or those of you who get our trades after the fact, I'm still looking for lower levels. Ideally, we hold above this 1437 level, form some kind of ascending triangle with this breakout move to the upside.
Yannick asking you about PulseChain. If you got any thoughts on that real quick before I jump in.
Yeah, PulseChain is very oversold at the moment. So, I mean, I love PulseChain. We bridged some assets over there. We got into PTGC. Fortunately, we went heavy into the altcoins, and those ones are still up even with the pull-down drawback on PulseChain and the producing passive income. So I would say bridge some Ethereum over to PulseChain, get PTGC in your wallet, get PLS, get PLSX, pair the PLS and PLSX together in the farm to earn about 15% APR in the form of INC, and then just let it sit. All your assets there are working for you. When we get the next run to new highs for the move, then we can look to rotate and trade out of some positions, because I do believe Richard Hart is all about clout, all about just saying he won, and he has $1 billion of funds available to pump that ecosystem. So I think that is coming. They're working on privacy features. So when he injected 14 million into the ecosystem, it put us to new all-time highs. But then everybody tracked it and said, oh, that was just Richard Hart pumping it, whatever. So they're working on privacy features. I see privacy features implemented, and then he can play with his $1 billion, and nobody can really track and see that it's him pumping the market. And then he can brag and get the clout that he wants and kind of that he deserves. Because the network itself runs really fast. It's very cheap. And there's some very innovative builders over there who are producing massive gains for the Learn Crypto community. PTGC one is one that I just always go back to, because simply by holding in your wallet, you're earning passive income in PLS, in PTGC, and in other assets. So yeah, still like the outlook of PulseChain. Great time, great levels for those of you who haven't gotten involved in PulseChain to be buying essentially what could be market cycle lows.
All right, I'm going to take it over here. Quickly, I'm going to go through, I want to show corn and soybeans. I've given those some ideas here to my stock groups, and also to a hedge fund I do a little bit of work with. I do think corn and soybeans, that was a major low, I think, down here on CORN, and also same type of thing on SOYB. I think China stocks are going to start to be outperformers. So quickly, I'm going to show you BABA, who has been a horrible underperformer. So that one's doing much better. Then also one that we have in the Pro Traders, QFIN, more of a technology type stock. I've had two nice green buy setups on that one. I think that one's going to continue to work much higher. I think that's good for really looking out a little bit longer term. And then let's go here. Let's not forget GORA real quick, sponsor of the show. Nick and I have been all over this one. We had that quick run to 75. We're back here at 52. That is kind of previous resistance that we jumped, so I would like that to hold in here. But that one's given us some really good gains, so we'll be watching that as well. It has underperformed since that May 1st low, so short term may be a little bit more concerning, but still overall that chart looks pretty good. So then let's go over XLE. That's one that I've been long. Took profits at 98.08, as I keep mentioning. Wanted something down around 92, 93. I did get that. I did not jump back in. So still on the sidelines. Technometer setting at 45. It did get down around 41. So XLE, crude oil, etc. I do think these markets are headed higher. I do want to be a buyer, but for now, still on the sidelines. And the same with the GLD, down a little bit lower than where I sold it, not much. GDX, same type of thing, a hair higher. I think those things are consolidating still for higher. Could have a slight short-term pullback, short-term, but I think a dollar continues higher. gold and silver continues higher, and then the dollar, I have been talking about in the weekend view. I think it's making the top. I think it's going to roll over, and I still look for that. So quick update there. Go back to Nick and I.
Yep. If you want to throw me the screen, I'll show this Bitcoin price performance since cycle low that Coinbase just posted. It's pretty interesting to see. Obviously, the upside in terms of percentage gains for Bitcoin are decreasing as it's getting larger. And that's where altcoins and Ethereum and other cycle indicators really play out. But you can kind of see where we are in the market cycle. And all the other market cycles, this is the point of inflection. This was kind of the low of the original cycle before the next big move up. This was the final consolidation, explosion higher in the second cycle. Third cycle, this was the sideways to higher before the big arc into $20,000 market high. And this was pretty much the same exact thing in the last cycle. You see this downwick. Well, Nick, what if we downwick? Remember, this was the black swan event caused by COVID. That did not happen in any of the other three previous cycles. And hopefully that doesn't happen here. We're already seeing wars and all of that already playing out. So hopefully we don't have the black swan event. But essentially, that was the consolidation before the 69,000 high. So I think we can see much of the same this cycle. Now we have Bitcoin spot ETFs. We have institutions on board. We're having global support from El Salvador and Argentina and Hong Kong. So again, zoom out. We'll see what the volatility looks like on the short term. That's why Todd tries to trade it. That's also why we picked up the dip that we did get, because we think the upside objectives on Bitcoin are much higher. We think the Ethereum upside objectives are much higher, which means that we need to find opportunities in altcoins that can help you towards your financial freedom and really change the outlook of your portfolio size by the end of this cycle, which again, looks like it is just beginning, and it looks like it will pour over into 2025. So we have another 500, 600 days based on previous cycles that we really need to take advantage of, trade for some gains, find some big runners, and change the life for yourself, your family, and this Learn Crypto community. Not financial advice, but we think the crypto market is the place to be and the place where alpha can be found on a daily basis.
And we've been saying that since 2016.
Right.
2017. Let me run a quick disclaimer. We do manage assets here for stocks and crypto. Do got regulators watching once in a while. So here we are. Do your own research. All right, got that out of the way. I don't have much else to offer unless somebody's got some charts they want to go through.
Yeah, very quiet in the chat box today. I think part of that is too, we're doing the live on Twitter now because that's what Twitter wants to do. And we're doing the live on Facebook now because that's what Facebook algorithm wants. But because we have 545 views over on the Twitter live already. So maybe we can figure out a way that we can get the comments from the live show on Twitter. But it'd be nice if you guys tuning in on Twitter, you know, do screen and do some commenting on the live YouTube show, because you guys can really direct the live show, and you guys can also get the questions and answers that you really want and really provide the most value.
Wirecast does allow that to be brought in, so I will look further into that. It was kind of confusing, but there is a way to bring in Twitter comments into the feed, so we'll look into that.
Yeah, not a lot of news out here in the markets. We just wanted to kind of touch base, let you know what we're looking at, let you know the outcomes of us taking profits on FLOKI. It's still lower. Taking profits on Cody, it's still lower. Picking up the dip on Bitcoin and Ethereum, those are much higher here. So things are looking pretty good. We're picking out some trades here and there. We're still long on some sectors such as DPIN and AI. We're still long on some sectors such as the meme coin sector. And we have some profits there. So we're just trying to scrape profits where we can find them, keep building up that portfolio, and keep rotating into new pre-sales, new altcoin opportunities, and ultimately finding good entries into Bitcoin, which we know is the index of this market. Anything else to add there, Todd, or should we start wrapping it up so I can go eat my Chinese food?
Well, no, let that get cold here real quick. Hold on. I'm going to take over real quick. I'm going to show oil. There's crude oil in front of us, same as the XLE chart, really. See technometers down here at 43. We did do a 42 in the last day or two. That is as low as we've gotten since this little bull run started from 68 to 88. So again, I think this is an ABC pullback. We got a little support down here at 77. Personally, I think a move down to 77 in the next day or two would give me an ideal setup. So if I get that, I probably will jump on that. So we'll see. And then later in the past, I was looking for MINA, I believe. So there we got MINA. And again, the software is coming up at TradingView. If you want to purchase the software, wyckoffsmi.com or learncrypto.io. We got the optimism, pessimism, force technometer. We got some comparison indicators, etc. But it's bringing in data from 40 different inputs. So it does give you a total view on volume. And for MINA, I mean, we have fallen through support at 94 cents, hit our head on it when we came back up. No real major divergences. So I really can't give you any help on IMNA. And that is all I've got. So go eat your Chinese.
If you want to see the technical analysis on Bitcoin, ETH, and FLOKI, just rewind a little bit in the live show. We won't go over that again. Make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button for your daily updates on crypto and stock technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and news right here at Learn Crypto. Check out what we offer at learncrypto.io and join us at patreon.com/learncrypto if you're tired of eating that ramen noodles and really looking to help change your life.
We're going to run a quick who was Richard D. Wyckoff, since we follow a lot of the principles for Wyckoff, and then we'll be back on here in the next day or two. See you.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard D. Wyckoff. Anyone who is interested in the stock, option, or commodity markets is most likely to find my life and teachings to be of great interest and value. I was born November 2nd, 1873. At the age of 15, I had my first job as a stock runner on Wall Street, and by age 25, I had opened my first brokerage firm. I was one of the pioneers in the study of the tape and included volume studies in all my market operations. This volume and its intraday studies is what set me apart from the rest of the market gurus. There was a point that my buy and sell following was so big that it became a powerful part of the daily market. It was at this time that I became known as one of the titans of technical analysis. But all along, my lifelong endeavor was to pass on my accumulated wisdom to others. With that in mind, in 1907 I created the Magazine of Wall Street. At its height, the Magazine of Wall Street had over 200,000 subscribers. That's over 200,000 investors who wanted my thoughts on the current market conditions and trends. Finally, in 1931, I decided to take all my knowledge that I had learned about the stock market and created the Richard D. Wyckoff course of stock market science and technique. I was able to create something that established a new standard of practice in the public stock market operations. I did not claim any monopoly of stock market knowledge, but up to that time, no one else seemed willing to be so frank in offering to the public the most intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the stock market. The good news is that even though I created the Wyckoff stock market course back in 1931, the course has been maintained and updated throughout the years and is available to you today. Over 90 years later, my course is still available for investors and traders that want to learn the secrets to the stock market and can be found right now at wyckoffsmi.com.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.